Man, so it's 49 size. It's something, Detroit is the city. I'm gonna say the city of Detroit is lit outside of the basketball team, not college, but we talking about NBA.
And they got
Just
wings yesterday.
they
He
did. They
lit.
got the five. So you're right. You know what? I take that back. They are lit. They got to win. But as far as like winning, look, he showed up right in time. As far as winning, you know what I mean? The city of Detroit is like, man, we love the Lions. But you gonna hate me on this one, Carl, because like Michigan, they just won a championship. So the state feeling good. The state of Michigan, you know what I mean? But Michigan, MSU, they got to win over the Turks. So again, that it's something going on up there, outside of the winter code that's happening. But then you had a coach that put on the cardies and said, "Yeah, I did all this for y'all, but it's time for me to go back out west, where I planted my feet in the NFL at first." Because I started in San Francisco, but I'm gonna take it on down to LA so we could turn up just a little bit. Jim Harbaugh signed that I think it was a 5-year agreement with the not San Diego, because and for the folks in San Diego, man, I feel what y'all going through right now. It's flooding out there. Hopefully everything is okay, but it's the Los Angeles Chargers. He's going there to bring Jay Herbo back to the top 5 quarterback conversation. We gonna see if the defense is gonna be turned up. But Jim Harbaugh said, "Look, man, I'm coming back and I'm ready to turn up." And a little bro, a big bro, he the little brother, right?
Yeah, I think he is.
Seem like a big bro. I know you're doing your thing right now, but I'm gonna try to run it back one more time, and we gotta talk about it, fellas. How we feeling that Jim Harbaugh is back? This your old coach though, Dave. I know. I see you going through the Rolodex to be like, man, I remember those days. How you feel about that signing?
He got some breaking news though. Go ahead.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we know what the look is now.
Man. So the Eastern Conference All-Star starters have just been named. Tyrese Halliburton, Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum, Giannis, and Joel Embiid.
Topic for tomorrow.
Yep. Y'all definitely know the look, because I was like, gotta say something now. But let's go ahead and talk about. I mean, more than likely, the West is going to come next. But yeah,
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm sorry. Joe worked so hard to write this question, and I asked you for a reaction. He actually said, "Was Jim Harbaugh the best option for the Chargers?"
Oh,
There we go. Yeah. I want to make sure I get the question right.
Yeah. So, out of all the head coaches that were being interviewed for this job, because Bill Belichick interviewed for it, so did Jim Harbaugh. I believe Ben Johnson, the OC from the Lions, also did. I don't think Raheem Morris got an interview from them. Out of all the head coaches, I would say yes, he is the best head coach for this team. You look at what they were missing in LA, because the offense wasn't necessarily an issue. What they needed was a fiery coach that comes in that helps bring the morale of the team up and help out with this defense. One thing Jim Harbaugh has had, no matter where he has gone, is a good defense. When he was in Stanford, they had a good defense. When he was in San Francisco, when he had Vic Fangio and a couple of other guys there, for San Francisco had a really good defense. When he went to Michigan, we saw what happened this year. This was the first time in a long time that Michigan has won a national championship in college football. And what do they have? One of the best defenses in football. So this is something that they've been missing for a very long time, and we know that they didn't have with Brandon Staley there. And it's ridiculous that he's being interviewed as the defensive coordinator for someone else. The fact that his defense was terrible when as the head coach, now you're expecting his defense to be better with him as the DC. But that's a different topic for another day. You look at what they have on defense. They have Joey Bosa. They have Khalil Mack to go along with that defense. You have Asante Samuel Jr. as your star cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have one of the best safeties in the league that you just gave a contract to. all you need is the right personnel to come in there and fit to help out this team. They missed the playoffs this year when a lot of people think they would at least make the playoffs or even win their division. But that we see that didn't happen. For a while, the Raiders had a better chance, and the Broncos had a better chance than the Chargers to make the playoffs. They went ahead and let go Brandon Staley. More than likely, I also believe more than likely Jim Harbaugh is going to bring his DC from Michigan with him to LA. So that's going to help them out even more because now you have someone with defensive coaching experience. I believe this would be his first time as a defensive coordinator in the NFL, but he's going to be able to help this defense out. That's the biggest thing that they were missing. They have the weapons. They have a running back. Now, whether he's going to get back to form, I don't know because he did not have one of his best seasons this year. He looked like he got a lot slower, like he was running in Cabo sand. So I'm not absolutely sure what's going to happen with him. Maybe they move into a different direction. Maybe they drafted a running back in the second or third round. Who knows? I know they better not do it in the first round unless it's someone spectacular. But I can't think of a running back right now that's like a really great first round talent. I could be wrong, but I'm not really thinking of someone other than the running back from Michigan. But I'm not sure if he declared for the draft or not. And that would be crazy if he actually gets his own running back from Michigan. But yes, I believe he was the best option because he's not too old school to where it's like he'll fall on deaf ears. Because I feel like even though Bill Belichick, a lot of people thought that he would be the best fit. If you look at the two, which one is more of a player's coach, more of a fiery coach? I believe that's something that they need in LA. Someone that's he will make good decisions, but he'll also make sure that his team is ready every single time they play. Mm-hmm. And he's going to go out and get the players that you need. He's not going to save money. You really got to think about that when it comes to Bill Belichick. Is he going to save money? So and that's why you see now he doesn't have a job. The Falcons went in another direction. They went and hired Raheem Morris instead of hiring Bill Belichick. So out of all the options, I say Jim Harbaugh was the best option they had.
Take it away, Joe. I know y'all looking for a coach.
Yeah. We got our coach. He's in the conference championship right now. Call him right now. But look, I thought this was the best move for them because I don't know if y'all remember we talked about this when Belichick was open, and everybody like, oh, Belichick should go to the Chargers. And I was like, I think he should go. I think they should get a offensive-minded head coach. When I say that, somebody who's not 70, somebody that if they win like soon, he will be there after they win. So I think this is the best move for them because what he does is bring the intangibles that the Chargers don't have. The Chargers, man, 22 games when they lost by one possession. Crazy. All right. Now, I saw a stat today, right? And we always tell people, hey, I always tell people, if Herbert had a better defense, I mean, they score, they can't stop nobody. Now, there's some games here and there where he could have done more, right? But this is historic. Listen to this, y'all. So, first of all, the Chargers, since 2010, they have gone to the playoffs 3 times, won just 2 playoff games since 2010. All right? The Chargers haven't won the division since 2009. 15 years. All right. We all know about John Harbaugh. He got to the 49ers 6-10. His first year there, 13-3, with Alex Smith as a quarterback. So, but listen to y'all, it's crazy. Joe Burrow, right? So teams that players when they score 30 plus points and still lose, right? Joe Burrow, he played in 58 total games. He only lost 3 games when he scored 30 points or more. That's 5%. All right, Josh Allen. I got you, Dave. Just wait till the segment over. I got you. All right, Josh Allen. All right, played in 94 games. Only lost 4 games when they scored 30 points or more, which is 4%. Right. Tua has never lost a game when he scored 30 points or more in 45 career games. Jalen Hurts played in 58 games. Only lost 2 games when he scored 30 points or more. That's 3.5%. Patrick Mahomes Played in 103 games, only lost 8 games when he scored 30 more points, 8%. All right. Lamar Jackson played 84 games. 84 games 2 times when he scored 30 or more points and they still lost 2%. Tom Brady, 383 games played. Only, what's this? Only, what? 9 times. 9 times they scored 30 points or more and still lost. That's 2%. Justin Herbert, 59 games. Crazy. 59 games. And 10% of his games, he scored 30 points or more and they lost. Come on, bro. Are you serious? Everybody 2%, 5%. 10% of your games that you lost, you scored 30 or more? Intangibles, man. It's too many close games they're losing. John Harbaugh is going to change that. The only thing I'm worried about is it's a different age in football. The last time he coached football, passing wasn't this elite like it is right now. It's a whole different game. The calls are different. So that's the only thing I'm worried about. But I think he come in here and changed it around immediately. I think it was a perfect move.
I think it was the perfect move. I think it's the perfect setting. I think it's the perfect team. A few episodes ago, I talked about it more so like I think I was talking about the Cowboys and I was talking about Dan Quinn as far as him being a defensive coordinator. This one I was on Dan Quinn's side, but now he could have took the job with the Chargers, honestly. But it's just one of those things where you can see a defensive coordinator and see the weapons that he has on one team, and you'd be like, man, if you look at that Chargers team, they got some players. So that 10% that Joe talking about shouldn't happen as much. And their head coach is the defensive-minded coach, but it shouldn't happen that much. Harbaugh came in with the 49ers. Like you said, he had that one losing season, and then he turned up with Alex Smith. Because the one thing I noticed with Harbaugh, what he can do with being a player's coach, is kind of like what I seen what Dan Quinn did with the Cowboys defense. He's like, all right, you're not supposed to be playing at this position. You're good, but let's see if you come over here. Or whatever you're actually great at, whatever you're good at, we're gonna tweak it to make it so that you're great at what you're supposed to be playing. There's a few times on that Chargers team where there's just players that shouldn't be in certain places. Like Derwin James is a great safety, but he shouldn't be in the box every single play. Like, what are you doing here? You should know that about your players. It's just like you don't have a post on the roster, and you need that. Another thing, talk about the quarterbacks. Justin Herbert is a talent. He has the talent to be in that top 5, top 10 conversation that everybody keeps bumping him up to, but the results on the field are like, nah. Colin Kaepernick. Just think about the name. He wasn't projected to be as good as he was when he was with the 49ers. He took that team to the Super Bowl. Alex Smith, another quarterback who everybody kind of wanted to just cast away. You on mute if you were saying something, Dave. But
I was saying Alex Smith took him to the NFC Championship game.
There you
he
go.
was doing bad before Jim Harbaugh got there.
There you go. So
just
look at it like this. And you got somebody who has the talent, who has the arm talent of a Kaepernick and the quarterback smarts of trying to keep game managing smarts of Alex Smith and keeping the ball and keeping it out of harm's way if he ain't making them throw it 40 million times in the game. So boom. His record was what? He won like 70%. He was 44, 19 and 1. 2011 to 2014. Honestly, I don't even know why whoever fired him. Y'all doing good now, but in the moment, it's like, what you doing here? So, Herbert, Joe, I'm glad you said something about that 10%. Because 30 touchdowns, 32 interceptions. I mean, his record is 30 and 32. It shouldn't be that. It's too many losses. There's too many losses right there. When you had 30 points or more, you should have won the Cowboys game we won because you clearly see that with a broken finger, he was still a good quarterback. 114 touchdowns, 42 interceptions. These stats right here, and this is just in his 4 seasons. I think most of this, I think the interceptions go down, the touchdowns go up because Harbaugh gonna come in. First things first, he gonna clean house. He gonna point out the bad apples and be like, "Look, I know you good, but if you ain't trying to play on this team, then you can go." So you have a player's coach, a guy who can actually come in and provide a culture because he went and did it with the 49ers. He did it with Michigan. And think about another pipeline from college. He already fresh from the college environment, so the scouting is there. I think the Chargers was the best place for him, man.
I'll say this though about the reason why he left. People forget that he had issues with Jed York and ownership. He did not get along with front office. He basically was treating Jed York like he was a kid, and you can't do that to ownership. So that was one of the biggest reasons why he was why he got out of there. Him and Jed York just couldn't get along. It wasn't until this season or like last year that he actually came back and they celebrated us being able to make that Super Bowl with him as the head coach. So for a while they just did not get along. So that could be something to be cautious about in LA.
It was the khakis. It was the khakis, because I know y'all went to Levi Stadium. I don't think he was rocking Levi khakis. Was that it?
Yeah, it was at no, it wasn't. It wasn't about the khakis. You
Hey, stupid. Levi Stadium. Hey, look, real quick. Look, Justin Herbert numbers per 17 games. Like you take average out his numbers per in a season, 4,700 yards, which is number one this year. I think. Right? Who had the most passing yards this year? Was it Dak had 4,400?
Dak was number 2, right? Or he ended up number 1 because Purdy took a game off.
Purdy 4,200.
Yeah,
Purdy took a game off.
He averages on a 17-game pace 4,700 yards, which would be number 1 in NFL right now, right? 31 touchdowns, which is third to Dak and Jordan Love, right? 31.2 because Purdy got 31. 11 and a half interceptions. Only Purdy, Lamar Jackson, and Dak Prescott has less interceptions than that this year. And that's his career average.
Tua had the most yards this season.
How many Tua had?
46-24.
Number 1. Look, his average is number 1 this year. The man balling. We can't deny that. And then he not turning the ball over, so it got to be something else. Like, come on, bro, to save you.
Man, look, a lot of people don't want to blame coaching, but sometimes it is.
Hey, so AJ, let's revisit this debate at the end of next year.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We had about Harbaugh.
For sure.
Yeah, I bet you will, man. Hopefully, you better hope it go in your favor. Because if he look bad with this coach,
I know,
they are going to kill you, Joe.
Facts. All right, then you get the other the West All-Stars before we segue to the next one.
All right, so we have the West All-Star starters name now. It is LeBron James, who was the captain, of course. Kevin Durant, Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, and for the first time in a while, Steph Curry is not the starting point guard for the West. It is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Shai. Man.
Only way Steph's gonna be a starter is the LeBron way of the votes.
Facts.
But nobody ain't voting for him. He probably third though behind Giannis.
Might be.
You sure Giannis ain't getting no votes? Because he famous now.
Yeah, Giannis second.
No, Giannis. Oh, Thanos. How you say his brother name? I don't know.
Bro, it's 50. He probably do got those though, but it's the other 50 though. The other 50 is like it's not him. Remember Bazuya was like number 1 in.
Bro, that was ridiculous when he was number 1 All-Star voting. That was
Zaza Pachulia, yeah.
Hey,
or Skip like to say Zaza for cheap shot.
I'm just playing Zaza. In case you watching.
Zaza, like, look, man. Hey, y'all talking about me? I did something right?
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.